All right, IB students, ready to build your essential algebra toolkit for the Math AI exam? In this explainer, we are going to dive into the key formulas, concepts, and calculator skills you absolutely need to nail Unit 1. Let's get to it.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the foundational tools, and then we'll see how to describe patterns and growth. After that, we'll put it all into practice with some real-world stuff in finance and equation solving.
Okay, let's dive in. I want you to forget about seeing algebra as just a list of problems. Instead, think of it as this incredibly powerful toolkit that helps you make sense of the world. Ready to start filling it up?
First up in our toolkit, the tools for understanding patterns. You know, sequences and series are really all about identifying and using predictable change, whether something is growing by a fixed amount or by, say, a fixed percentage. Okay, so you're going to see two main types of sequences all the time: arithmetic and geometric. And the key difference, it's actually super simple. Arithmetic is all about adding or subtracting a fixed number, which we call the common difference, D. Geometric, on the other hand, is all about multiplying by a fixed number, the common ratio, R.
Now, for arithmetic sequences, these two formulas, these are your secret weapons. Seriously, the first one lets you find any specific term you want, and the second one adds up a whole bunch of terms for you. You master these, and you're pretty much golden.
In Hey, we've got a similar setup for geometric sequences, with formulas for the nth term and the sum. But there's a really cool extra tool here, the sum to infinity. It's a pretty powerful idea, but you have to remember the crucial condition. It only works if that common ratio R is squeezed between -1 and 1.
A lot of the time on your exam, they won't just hand you the first term in the common difference. No, that'd be too easy. Instead, they'll give you a couple of terms from way down the line and make you work backward. But don't sweat it. The process is always the same. You set up two equations, and then you solve them.
Check this out. This example shows you exactly how it's done. See? We've got the 10th and 22nd terms. We just plug them into that nth term formula, and that gives us two equations. From there, it's just a matter of solving for D, and then using that to find U1. It's a clean, logical method that just works every time. Okay, ready to level up our toolkit? Our next set of tools, exponents and logarithms, are basically the language of rapid change. They are absolutely essential for modeling everything from population growth and compound interest all the way to radioactive decay. To really handle this kind of growth, you have to be fluent in the laws of exponents. And I mean fluent. These aren't just suggestions. They are the fundamental rules that let you slice through complex expressions with speed and accuracy. You've got to know them inside and out. And on the flip side, we have logarithms. So what are they for? Well, they're the inverse of exponents. That makes them super useful for solving equations where the variable you're trying to find is stuck up in the exponent. These laws are your key to bringing that variable back down to earth so you can actually solve for it.
All right, enough theory. Let's apply these tools to something we can all relate to: money. Financial math is a huge and really practical part of the Math AI course, and it relies heavily on everything we've just talked about.
So here's the first big aha moment for you. Simple interest? It's just an arithmetic sequence wearing a disguise. Think about it. You earn the exact same chunk of interest each year, a fixed amount being added over and over. Well, that's just an arithmetic sequence, where the interest is your common difference.
And compound interest? You guessed it. Here, the interest you earn gets added back in, so your investment grows by a fixed percentage each year. A value being multiplied by a percentage again and again, that's a geometric sequence in action, with that growth factor being your common ratio. Now, while understanding the formulas is super important, when you're under pressure in an exam, your GDC is your best friend. Its real power isn't just speed, it's that it can handle complex stuff like loans and regular payments that are a total nightmare to do by hand. So let's do a quick run-through of the time value of money, or TVM, solver. First things first, you gotta find the tool. On most GDCs, you'll hit a menu button and look for a finance option. From there, you just select the finance solver or TVM solver. Next, you'll carefully plug in all the values you're given. N is the total number of periods, I% is the annual interest rate, PV is the present value, and hey, listen up, here's a crucial tip. When you're investing money, the PV should be negative. Why? Because it represents cash flowing out of your pocket. And finally, the magic moment. You just move your cursor to the value you want to find, in this case, the future value, or FV, and hit enter. Boom. The calculator does all the heavy lifting for you. It's an incredibly powerful and time-saving tool, so make sure you are comfortable using it.
Okay, let's add one final application to our toolkit. What do you do when a problem has multiple unknowns, like both an x and a y, and multiple equations connecting them? This happens all the time when you're comparing costs or trying to find a break-even point. Well, you have two main options here. You can solve them by hand using algebra, like substitution, and you definitely need to understand how to do that. But just like with finance, your GDC has a massive shortcut that's perfect for exams. The solve system of linear equations function, which you can usually find under the algebra menu, should be your go-to method during a test. It will save you a ton of time and, more importantly, it will help you avoid those small calculation mistakes that can cost you valuable marks. So, what have we accomplished? Let's take a final look at the powerful algebra toolkit we've just put together for Unit 1. Look at that. You now have the tools to analyze patterns with sequences, describe rapid growth with exponents and logs, handle real-world financial calculations, and solve complex problems with multiple unknowns. This is a solid foundation for your success in Math AI. And this is why all of this really matters. These tools and these patterns, they aren't just for your textbook or your exam. They describe how savings grow, how populations change, even how music is structured. They are literally everywhere. So now that you know how to see them, where will you find them next?